This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. We begin tonight with all the diplomats who were at the White House today and the foreign minister who was not. This was the day that the Iraqi foreign minister, Tariq Aziz, was supposed to have opened a dialogue with President Bush. He didn't because Washington and Baghdad can't agree on a date for Secretary of State Baker to go to Iraq. That was last week's news. So at the White House today, Mr. Bush called in the ambassadors from 28 countries allied against Iraq to tell them no concessions, no negotiation. Here's ABC's Ann Compton.
These are the 28 ambassadors President Bush would have liked sitting beside him if Foreign Minister Aziz had come to the meeting at the White House today. All 28 countries have sent in troops or military hardware to force Iraq out of Kuwait.
Now, what you see here is living proof that the international coalition arrayed against Saddam's aggression remains deep and wide.
The president said they are all determined Iraq will not be allowed to drag out negotiations or delay a withdrawal.
No concession, no negotiation for 1 inch of territory, and Mr. Saddam Hussein, you simply do what the world is calling upon you to do. Get out.
White House officials say there was no progress today on setting dates for direct talks. And Ambassador Nathaniel Howe, the last American out of the embassy in Kuwait, told President Bush that Iraqi soldiers were digging in as he left.
They were winterized in their bunkers, yes.
Doesn't bode well for us.
It doesn't bode well for Saddam Hussein.
U.S. officials are now warning they expect another ploy from Saddam Hussein, a partial withdrawal from Kuwait by the January 15th deadline. President Bush hopes to spoil that tactic by speaking out nearly every day to say he will accept nothing less than total withdrawal. Ann Compton, ABC News, the White House.
In Iraq today, more reservists have been ordered to active duty. 33-year-olds this time told to report to their units within a week. It is one more move that brings the reality of the confrontation with the U.S. home to Iraq's civilian population. ABC's Karen Burns reports from Baghdad tonight that the level of anti-American propaganda has been stepped up sharply in the last week. And American television pictures help.
Iraqi TV presents a haunting scene, a line of camels etched against the desert sky. And then, American tanks rolling in, shattering tranquility.
These are forces of invasion. To use them in Saudi Arabia is a sin.
From the Iraqi arsenal comes another weapon, television. Each night in Baghdad, people now see an array of disturbing scenes on television. They are told how to hide in the event of an attack, what to do if exposed to chemical weapons. And in a country in which 95% of the people are Muslim, viewers see Iraqi TV's version of Americans desecrating Holy Land in Saudi Arabia, violating Muslim laws. People in Iraq are taking notice.
First, I would kill all the sinners because God says punish the sinners twice.
I am 76 years old. If they take me, I'll go to the army to fight in the Holy War.
On television, the narrator says, one of the endless mistakes was to let female soldiers come take part next to male soldiers, permitting them to live and exist together. As we know, that is against Islam. Women in sleeveless blouses are juxtaposed against modestly veiled Arab women. GIs getting inoculations are portrayed as drug addicts or made to look like alcoholics. Even diet can be offensive. American soldiers are shown eating bacon, forbidden by Muslim law. Iraqi TV only began taking this approach in the last week, just as George Bush and Saddam Hussein reached an impasse over dates for talks. If the Iraqi government is trying to convince people here that war is imminent, it seems to be doing an effective job. Karen Burns, ABC News, Baghdad.
Later in the broadcast, we'll take a look at the many efforts to work out a peaceful solution to this standoff in the Gulf, none of them so far successful. When we come back, the fund that insures bank deposits, which is running out of cash, and a county in California which tries to enforce zero population growth for pets.
This is